My HOA president didn't just hate my fence. She wanted to bulldoze my entire life. 3 in the morning. The sound that ripped me from my sleep wasn't thunder. It was the sound of my family's legacy being splintered apart by sledgehammers. She thought I was just some dumb rancher she could push around. She forgot that ranchers know exactly how to corner a predator. And my revenge didn't just save my home. It made national headlines and changed the law forever. My name is Wade Thornton. I'm a third-generation cattle rancher with calloused hands and a stubborn streak as wide as Texas. This land, these 40 acres, were my Grandpa Joe's. He built this place with sweat and character. Now, it's being encroached on by Meadowbrook Estates, where city folks in brand-new trucks come to play cowboy on the weekends. The fence they destroyed. That was 6 months of my soul. I built it by hand, painting it turquoise and orange, my grandpa's old horse racing colors. Each post was hand-carved. Sarah, my wife, called it our rainbow fence. She'd bring me sweet tea, her hand resting on her belly, where our miracle baby was growing after years of heartbreak. Our neighbors loved it. Then, she moved in. Vivian Blackwood, a real estate shark in designer armor. Within 6 months, she'd staged a coup and crowned herself HOA queen. The violation notice she hand-delivered smelled of expensive perfume and entitlement. "Your fence violates Section 4.7 regarding earth tone aesthetics," she said, not even a hello. "You have 30 days to repaint it beige or brown." I laughed. "Ma'am, this ranch predates your entire subdivision by 40 years. Her eyes went cold as ice. "Compliance is not negotiable." That's when I discovered her dirty secret. The HOA covenant she was waving around was legally worthless, missing 3 required signatures. Better yet, her own house had forest green shutters. But I also found something more sinister. 6 families in our neighborhood had recently received foreclosure warnings from her husband's bank, all right after getting hit with HOA violations. This wasn't about paint colors. This was a hunt, and we were her next target. The legal threats came fast. A cease and desist from a big-shot Dallas law firm. Retroactive fines of $500 a day. They wanted to sue us into bankruptcy over a fence. Grandpa Joe always said, "When someone's pushing you that hard, ask what they really want." So I started digging, and the pattern I found was chilling. Every single property Vivian had bought on the cheap had received bogus HOA violations first. The Hendersons were cited for garden gnomes, then forced to sell. The Murphys were cited for the wrong mailbox, then foreclosed on. She wasn't just enforcing rules, she was stealing houses. The real gut punch came from my neighbor Jake, my friend of 8 years. He showed up at my door one night, unable to look me in the eye. He confessed he'd filed the original complaint against my fence. Vivian's law firm had offered his son a full college scholarship in exchange. "My boy's future," he mumbled. "It matters more than fence colors." The betrayal cut deeper than any sledgehammer. But it also proved this was a conspiracy. Vivian wasn't just a bully. She was the head of a criminal enterprise. And then, her cousin Randy showed up, posing as an HOA inspector. But he wasn't looking at the fence. My wife filmed him as he photographed our water rights markers and measured distances from our well. This wasn't about aesthetics. This was development reconnaissance. Late one night, hunched over my laptop, I found her master plan. Preliminary. Development filings for a new luxury community. Blackwood Estates, golf course, country club, the works. And my 40-acre ranch was marked in red as the future grand entrance and welcome center. She was going to force us into foreclosure and turn my grandpa's legacy into a valet parking lot. But deep in the fine print, I found her fatal flaw, her Achilles heel. The entire project's viability was contingent upon securing primary access via Meadowbrook Lane, our neighborhood's only road. A single, privately owned road. And she didn't own it. An 83-year-old woman named Florence Meadows did. Her father had developed the subdivision decades ago. When I showed Florence the evidence of Vivian's predatory scheme, her eyes hardened. "My father built this community for working families," she said. "Not for sharks like her." She agreed to sell me the road for $148,000. It was our entire life savings, our baby's college fund. Sarah held my hand as we signed the papers. "Are we really doing this?" she whispered. We're really doing this. I now owned the only key to Vivian's entire multi-million-dollar empire, and I was about to turn that key. Monday morning, 6 a.m. I hammered the first "Road closed for emergency repairs" sign into the ground at the entrance to Meadowbrook Lane. When Vivian's white Mercedes came screaming to a halt at my barrier, the look on her face was worth every penny. "What is this?" she shrieked. I handed her a folder with the property deed. "It's my road now, and it's dangerously in need of repairs. Safety first." She completely lost her mind. "You pathetic redneck," she screamed in front of half a dozen neighbors who were filming on their phones. "I'll destroy you. I'll take everything." Her desperation was a thing to behold. Her husband Marcus showed up at a diner and offered me $300,000 cash for the road. I knew from her own financial documents, leaked by Jake's guilt-ridden son, that she had a deadline. Her Houston investors were going to pull their $2.3 million loan in 3 weeks if she couldn't show progress. I controlled the road. I controlled her fate. The final showdown was a public county commissioners meeting. Vivian's expensive lawyers painted me as an unstable veteran, holding the neighborhood hostage. They put my traitorous neighbor Jake on the stand to lie under oath about me. But my lawyer, Buck, was ready. He played a secret recording of Vivian's husband trying to bribe me. Then he played the final, damning recording. It was of Vivian, caught on a security camera just an hour before the meeting, coaching Jake on how to lie, her voice sharp with panic. "If this fails, Marcus, we lose everything. The investors won't accept excuses. We're finished." The room went silent. Jake broke down on the stand, sobbing and confessing everything. And Vivian? She exploded. She leaped to her feet, screaming, "I spent 2 years setting this up perfectly. Buying every property, getting rid of the people who didn't belong. His ridiculous ranch was ruining everything," she confessed. To everything. On the record. In front of the entire community and 3 news crews. The metallic click of handcuffs was the sweetest sound I'd ever heard. 6 months later, Vivian is serving 18 months in federal prison for conspiracy and fraud. Her meltdown is a viral YouTube sensation. We gave the road back to the community, placing it in a trust where every resident owns an equal share. No single person can ever hold our neighborhood hostage again. Our fence is back, brighter and bolder than ever. And it has company. The whole neighborhood is a rainbow of defiance. Purple shutters, yellow mailboxes. A celebration of freedom. Last spring, our daughter, Emma Rose Thornton, took her first steps in our front yard, toddling towards the turquoise fence that nearly broke us, but ultimately saved us all. Bullies only have the power you give them. Sometimes all it takes is one colorful fence to remind a community what's worth fighting for.